Okay, hello everybody. As you can probably tell, it's probably just going to be me today. But this is what's new and coming up with Lipedema, where we chat about what's coming up and what's new, as you might expect. So if you are watching, go ahead and leave some comments in the chat. Let us know where you're at, who you are, what the weather's like, what you had for breakfast, pretty much whatever you want. We'd just like to know that you're there. So I am Siobhan. I am the research specialist with the Lipedema Project. And I do all sorts of stuff. I write and I read and I give presentations and I do self experiments and I share back with everybody else. So we do have a couple things coming up. I'll get into that in a little bit. So for me, the weather is currently sunny. Our snow is mostly melted at this point here in Colorado. I think we're supposed to get some more snow in the coming week, and then some more sun, and then probably some more snow, and eventually we'll settle fully into winter. Um, but yeah, I'm enjoying the sun while it lasts, and I'll enjoy the snow once it's here. So, in terms of what is coming up, we do have a coaching special interest group that's going to be 1 day only. And so, this is going to be on December 8th. So, that is this Sunday. So, in 2 days. And it's going to be 9 a.m. through 3 p.m. Eastern. So that would be 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. my time, which is Mountain Time, and then whatever else is going to be in wherever you're at, in whatever time zone then. So this is called Love Your Body, and we're going to have a lot of great speakers here. So I'm scrolling through. So we have Nina Manelson, and she is the founder and a coach focusing on body peace. So basically, what that is I'm sure a lot of you have heard of things like body positivity and things like that, and that does work really well for some people. But Nina has a different approach where she focuses a lot on fostering kind of more realistic relationships with your body for a lot of people. So, just like the relationships you have with anybody else, your spouse or your parents or your siblings or your friends, it's often not a single note of, oh, I love you so much and everything is wonderful and rainbows and unicorns and stuff like that. There are difficult times where you're really struggling with that relationship, or maybe you're a little bit sarcastic or snarky, or you recognize, the limitations, and sometimes that can be frustrating, or you don't understand what's going on, and that can be frustrating. So, Body Peace is about fostering that realistic relationship and allowing yourself to be snarky or sarcastic or whatever it is that you need to be in that moment to maintain a healthy relationship. So, not being mean, preferably, but really trying to understand your body and what it's doing and what's going on and how you can help each other. So, I'm someone where body positivity doesn't click for me. It doesn't work for me. Um, it's not. I feel like body positivity isn't me speaking in my own voice. So it's me using somebody else's words, directing it at myself. And for me, I need to be able to use my own words to communicate, or it just doesn't land. And Body Peace is much closer to the type of relationship I would like to have and something that feels authentic for me. So I'm really looking forward to that. Nina is always awesome. Catherine Sayo is also going to be there, as well as Hetty. Hetty helps with guided meditation, so that'll be really fun. And then we're also going to have some yoga And I'm also going to be there. I'll be talking about an empathetic view of lipedema. I think this will go very well with Nina's presentation, where I'm going to be talking about, what is going on with lipedema? How can we better understand what the body is trying to do? How can we view that in a not so negative lens? And how can we move forward with that? How can we live in our body and have some empathy for ourselves and work towards something that supports us and where we want to be headed? So again, that is going to be on December 8th, this Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have a whole bunch of people there, and it'll be a fun time to get together and really work on this huge task that we've given ourselves of coming to get to know our bodies and loving ourselves in whatever that means for us. So hello, Julie Rosa in the chat. She said snarky can be fun. It's 80 degrees here in Camarillo. That is wonderful. So like I said at the very beginning, if you are watching, go ahead and put in the chat and say who you are, where you're at, what you're doing, what you had for breakfast, what the weather's like, whatever you want to share. Any questions that you have, since it is just me, I am happy to answer whatever I can. And for anything that I can't answer, I will happily say, I don't know. So that first thing on Sunday is the first thing we have coming up. And then we do have coming up on December 14th. What day is that? It is a Saturday. It is next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So it is a free webinar about Lipedema 101, Understanding the Basics. So this is going to be December 14th, a Saturday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Again, Eastern Time. So that's going to be 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time, and whatever else it's going to be, wherever you're at, whatever time zone you're in. So as you can probably tell by the title, this is going to be focusing on understanding the basics of lipedema. So when would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Maybe you already know the basics. For one, I find that it can be really helpful to revisit here's the overview of what's going on. And I've done this from a research perspective for myself to figure out, okay, what am I missing? So I've highly focused in on this point. Okay, let's revisit the basics and reconsider where do I want to focus on next in terms of better understanding, where do I want to deep dive. But also, if you're new to lipedema, then it can be helpful to go over the basics to get a general idea of what is going on, what you're dealing with, or if you have family members who don't quite get it, it would be really nice to be able to invite them if they're interested and say, hey, there's going to be this free webinar that you can go to wherever you are, and you can get an overview of what I'm experiencing, and maybe that'll help you out a little bit without you having to explain it. So I'll pop the link in the chat, and that is going to be featuring both Catherine Sayo and also Matthew Carmody, who is our medical advisor. And he's also a physician who has worked with lipedema. Catherine has been open that he was her primary care physician when she was first exploring lipedema. They've both learned a lot as a team, and he has a unique perspective. And he also has a really good way of speaking. He gave a really great presentation at our last event, and he always frames things in a way that makes you think a little bit deeper about them, causes a little bit more introspection, causes you to pause and really sit with some ideas, and that can be really helpful. So again, that's going to be on the 14th, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, and that's going to be a Saturday, so it's on another weekend. And that is Lipedema 101, Understanding the Basics, a free webinar. Okay, so those are the two main things that we've got coming up. We've got one this weekend, one next weekend, and then we'll have the holidays and some other stuff coming up. But I don't have any like super hot tips or anything like that, but I do have something I'm pretty excited about. Before that, let's take a look at the comments. So we've got Emily Ruiz in Chicago. Awesome. We've got Bonnie who says hi. Hi back. Sandra, sunny, 36 degrees, but feels cold to me, Western Kentucky. That does sound cold. That sounds cold to me. I would consider that pretty cold. But the cold plus the sun, I think, is a really nice combination. You've got the briskness of the cold, but then you've got the sun shining down on you, and you get to experience a little bit of both at the same time. Hopefully bundled up, though. So the thing that I am excited about is very silly, but I'll share it anyway, because maybe some of you will be interested. So setting the scene here. I have been doing a lot of fasting. I've been taking ketones during those fasts. And one thing with fasting, including for me, is that I should be taking electrolytes while I'm fasting. Lately, I haven't been. Is that smart of me? No. If someone told me that they were not taking electrolytes while fasting, would I kind of give them a side eye and say, maybe you should reconsider that move? Yes, I probably would do that. But I am a self-proclaimed hypocrite, and so whatever rules I have don't apply to me. However, I am trying to do better. So, Salty, you can see here. Salty is a brand. It's like a sister brand of Keto Chow, who I also really like. They're very transparent with what's in the products, why they pick those things. They give as much information as humanly possible, and their flavor game is on point. So this is the electrolytes that they make, which is Salty, so salt with 2 T's, and it's just an electrolyte supplement. It is less than a gram of total carbohydrate in here, 0 grams of sugars. They also say there's no maltodextrin, which is a sweetener and emulsifier. They use acacia gum instead. So acacia gum is just a type of fiber. And there's really not a whole lot in here. There's solar sea salts, AC, which contains sodium chloride, basically salt, and magnesium, which is another electrolyte, malic acid, potassium chloride. So we've got sodium, magnesium, and potassium. Stevia leaf extract, natural flavors, and acacia gum, which is the emulsifier in here. So very, very clean brand. And if you've tried some other electrolyte supplements and they tasted too salty, I actually like Salty for this reason. It doesn't taste as salty. It just tastes like flavored water with a little bit, I would say, of magnesium flavor, if you've ever tasted that. So they have 3 new flavors out. They have the grapefruit, which is right here. They have cherry, which I'm very intrigued by. So the cherry chill is another of their new flavors. And they also have lemon lime, which I didn't get because lemon lime flavored stuff always reminds me of when I was sick as a kid and we got a lemon lime flavored drink. So now that association is forever in my brain. But yes, so I got 2 of the 3 new flavors. I haven't tried them yet. I'll have to report back next week. But I am excited about that. I am very much into, what do I want to say here? Variety of things. I like flavor variety. Mostly in my drinks, not really so much in my food. Food I don't really care about. But in my drinks, definitely. So I'm hoping that these are going to be ultra yummy. I have great amount of faith in Salty and Keto Chow in general. And I got those on the Black Friday sale, so I was happy about that. I stocked up on my chocolate Keto Chow core, which is their dairy-free like meal replacement shake thing for when I don't want to cook or do much of anything. And then I got some of these electrolytes as well. So not sponsored or anything. Like I just said, I bought these. They didn't ask me to say anything about it. I just really like the brand. And another thing relevant to lipedema is that if you get like MLD or you get into the pool, basically any time where you lose a lot of fluid, you're also losing electrolytes. And so Leslyn has mentioned that is one time, even if you're on a diet where you don't need to supplement electrolytes regularly, that is a time to consider taking electrolytes if your doctor okays it and you feel like you might need it, all of that good stuff. So that is another occasion where I'll be taking these is after my manual lymphatic drainage appointments, because those are very effective, and afterwards I can feel kind of headachy and extremely tired, and sometimes I'll get some muscle twitches and stuff like that just because I lose so much fluid so fast. So those will be nice to have on hand. If any of you have tried salty, please let me know. I'm always curious about other people who've had the same stuff that I have had, because I don't know, it's interesting. And if so, what is your favorite flavor? Previous to this, I really liked they have like a berry flavor that I liked, and also their chocolate flavor. It dissolves really well. I add like a little splash of either Milkademia or nut pods, or just emulsify some butter in there, and I make hot cocoa out of it. Not quite that weather yet, but we're getting there. Okay, so yeah, and Julie Rosa said Dr. Carmody is absolutely fantastic. Clapping emoji, I agree. Many clapping emojis to Matt from me. I always really like talking to him, and I've gotten to work with him on some projects recently. I'm very excited about that. And he, in that context, he really helps me focus on, what am I actually trying to do? And yeah, so he's been really helpful. Nancy Smith said, hello from Mount Pleasant, Michigan, lightly snowing in 29. Yes, my parents are in that region, and they did mention they got some snow, some lake effect snow. So keep bundled up and stay warm. And Nancy asked for, let's see, a link in the comments. I'm assuming for salty, which I absolutely can do. Once I pull it up. There we go. And I believe they have some sampler packs and stuff like that. In case you just want to try it, you're not like super sure about it. Let me fact check myself. Yeah, so they have a 5-pack if you just want to try it out. Yeah, so they have the Salty Sampler 5-pack, and that has, I believe, the plain, the chocolate, the summer flavored one, the berry one, and something, the melon one, I think it is. So that's a good place to start. It's $6.50, not a huge investment. And again, I don't get any kickbacks. We're not sponsored. Keto Chow themselves have supported our events, but completely unrelated to this. I just like them. I'm a fan. Yeah, so this is going to be a short episode, week, live, whatever you want to call it today. But again, if you haven't already, just to real quick recap before we close out, make sure to sign up for the coaching special interest group this Sunday. It's going to be a one-day event, like I said, Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern, all about loving your body with many great speakers. You can see more information on that page. And then the free webinar with Matt Carmody and Catherine Seo coming up on the 14th, so the weekend after this one, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on the 14th. And that is all I've got for now. But we will see you next week. It probably won't just be me. But yeah, we will see you then. And I hope you had fun, and thanks for coming to see us. Bye.